good evening, and what a wonderful day, and boy, the temperature's getting back, yes, very much the way they should be at this time of year, but it does feel good for a change. Nice and cool in the morning, warms up in the afternoon. I guess that's what we want. Little moisture may be on the way about midweek. We'll have to wait and see. And just hope it isn't one of those big thunder boomers or something like that.
Accurate, to the point. The Noon News starts now on Montana's news station.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Simone D'Alba. Well, topping your statewide headlines this afternoon.
Fair, accurate, to the point. The 5:30 news starts now on Q2, Montana's news station.
The city of Billings is being blamed for damages caused by a wildfire that scorched more than 1,000 acres in a Billings subdivision. Also tonight, we'll take you to the two biggest 4th of July events happening in Yellowstone County. And good evening to you. Happy 4th of July. I'm Nikki Lorenzo. We'll have those stories in just a moment, but first, breaking news.
Fair, accurate, to the point. The 10 o'clock news on Q2 starts right now. Reporting you can trust with Jay Cohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and Scott Green with sports. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2. Fair, accurate, to the point. Reporting you can trust with Amanda Venegas. Storm Tracker weather with Jeff Womack and Casey Conlon with sports. This is the 5:30 news on Q2. Fair, accurate, to the point. Reporting you can trust with Nikki Lorenzo. Storm Tracker weather with Jeff Womack and Casey Conlon with sports. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2. Fair, accurate, to the point. Fair, accurate, to the point. The 10 o'clock news on Q2 starts right now. Reporting you can trust with Jay Cohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and Scott Green with sports. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2. Fair, accurate, to the point.
I never imagined.
Fair, accurate, to the point. The 10 o'clock news continues on Q2.
Welcome back. Now in Vancouver, Washington, marijuana.
Wake up, you gotta shine with the sun, and here it comes, it's all about early, and I wanna be there. Good Monday morning. We are making a commitment to you to keep you informed with the very latest developments every newscast as we continue to practice social distancing. Awfully lonely in the studio this morning. Containing the coronavirus in the Treasure State, 34 confirmed cases, new cases over the weekend. Yellowstone County reported an additional case and 2 new cases confirmed in Gallatin County. This morning, with 3 cases confirmed in Cascade County, the local health department is discussing what this means moving forward. Wake Up Montana's Forrest All read live for us this morning from his home. Forrest, what are some of the health department's recommendations?
Well, the big one from the press conference was that I didn't want anybody in the area to panic, saying that they have been preparing for what they...
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. I'm Victoria Hill, filling in for Samantha Sullivan as she takes some time off.
Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jay Cohn.
And I'm Janelle Slade. Terror strikes in Barcelona, Spain today, and a Billings woman feels fortunate for missing the chaos by just 30 minutes.
Spanish police say a white van jumped the sidewalk in the city's historic Las Ramblas district.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us this Saturday. I'm Zoe Zandora. Well, snow, rain, ice, you name it. Here and even nationally, the winter is making a mad dash across the country.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Janelle Slade. Storm tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader. Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the noon news from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon and thanks so much for joining us here on the Noon News. I'm Samantha Sullivan. Tensions could be reaching an all-time high between House Democrats and the Trump administration.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Janelle Slade. Well, tonight, some disturbing news out of Paradise Valley. 17 sled dogs found abandoned, neglected, and emotionally and physically distressed. One had already died.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger. President Trump gave a Friday night Independence Day speech with Mount Rushmore as his backdrop tonight. The president's trip to South Dakota drew crowds with social distancing enforced.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us this Friday. I'm Janelle Slade. The ban on selling flavored e-cigarettes is back on in Montana. This because a Montana District Court judge has yet to rule on whether to enforce or strike down the governor's emergency ban. Well, state health experts say they will begin enforcing e-cigarettes and vaping rules at 1 p.m. next.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your MTN statewide news this Tuesday. I'm Janelle Slade. Well, breaking news this noon as state health authorities announce another 80 confirmed COVID-19 cases across Montana. 55 of those in Yellowstone County. The latest cluster, a care facility in Billings where 43 residents and 15 staff members tested positive, sending 2 residents to the hospital and the facility into quarantine.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Janelle Slade. Well, state health authorities announced another 80 confirmed COVID-19 cases across Montana. 55 of those right here in Yellowstone County. Well, the latest cluster, a care facility in Billings where dozens of residents and staff members test positive, pushing Yellowstone County to 199 confirmed active cases.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 9 o'clock news.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Russ Riesinger. Montana sees one of its largest single-day COVID-19 increases in 3 more deaths tonight. 2 of those deaths were men in their 70s here in Yellowstone County. The other death is a man in his 60s in Bighorn County. Also today, state health officials are reporting 201 new cases, 40 of those here in Yellowstone, and Bighorn County reported 30 more just tonight.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger. The number of coronavirus cases in Montana and the rest of the country has soared recently and is now approaching 3 million. The death toll also continues to climb, now up to 130,000 people in the United States. And some cities that had opened for business are closing once again.